So I just saw the video, the documentary Save Soil, and I was stopping a lot in them, but this is why I thought this will be such a long video. So I'm just gonna say, like, I interrupted all the time to the documentary. However, it is super important to me to talk about it. So if you wanna watch the documentary with my take on it, you can see, well, I keep stopping the videos, but at the same time, this is something super important for me to say. Documentaries, let me be perfectly honest, I think Save Soil has a super important cause, and we should all try to save ourselves. Don't think about future generations. Most of the people are selfish. Think about yourself. They, in this documentary, they showed us that the food that we think is healthy is not that healthy, because all the vitamins and the important things, the vitamins, the minerals, are not fully 100% there as much as they should be. So, like, if you're selfish, you should literally, you should support that movement. Also, if you're not selfish. However, something that is really important to me in documentaries that are always just like a little bit annoying, they're always trying to show you doomsday is coming, and like, it's not. Like, it is coming at one point. I believe that, the world, we as people, we're not here all the time. We involved it, like, slowly evolution and things happened, and then who knows what's going to be next. Who knows which other creatures will rule this world. Dinosaurs, us, and who knows what's going to be next. But they try to show like things didn't happen before at that level, but at the same time it is. Let's talk about the fact when they said that there's going to be so many refugees, food refugees and soil refugees, something that already happened. It happened to my people. Like I said, agent in the land of Israel, when Jacob and his 12 sons lived here, there was a big problem in this entire area, that the soil was not, like, we lived in the desert and the soil did not give us food. So we have to move to Egypt, to in order to, to have food, to survive, to work there, and slowly we became slaves there, and all of the story, if you read the Bible, you know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, this is something that is happening, and this is something I think the Save the Soil movement can learn, because they didn't really give us solutions in this video. They said, we don't want to scare you, but at the same time they were just like, ooh, you're all gonna die. But they did not give us any solutions except one solution, one and a half solution, and I'm just like, your solution is to talk to governments and force them to do something. Not gonna work. Just like, I'm not a fan of governments, but I also know how they are working, and this is not really going to work. At the same time, you can learn how to make the soil better and how we can live among the soil. And like I said, this is something that Israel is really good at. When we had the opportunity to rebuild the land of Israel, the state of Israel, because we used to be a kingdom before, we came to a desert. We came to a desert, we came to, there's like so many, there's malaria here, so many bad things. And slowly, we learn how to work with the ground, not to fight it, to work like with the ground and to create food and to see how we can survive in the desert. And slowly, we were able to change the desert to a land full of, I mean, you saw pictures from my land, you know how amazing and beautiful it is. But this is not something that happened overnight. Yes, it is something people should learn, and I think this is super important to know that, like, it's not 100%, like, either the government will cooperate or not, because you can change things. You, the person who is watching, can change things. Another thing they said about the hunger, the world hunger, which is insane. And I said, I'm going back to things I already said in the 45-minute video. When you're walking in the street, you see, like, or in the fields and stuff, food is all around you right now. And the fact that we are so numbed and we do not recognize food when the food is growing next to us, and we just recognize it when we see it in a grocery store, this is a big problem. And this, I think this is one of the things that are affecting the hunger in the world. The fact that people are walking every day next to so much food. If you're walking in the street and you see, like, and there is, I don't know, even grass and stuff, it's food. And the fact that people are not, like, their brain is not processing this as this is food, it's a major problem. And this is also, like, a lot of people can be super hungry but at the same time be surrounded in so much food. So this is another thing I want you guys to take from this. Try to see what are the foods that are around you. Sorry for the ambulance. I live next to a really I live in Israel. I'm sorry, I live in Jerusalem. You're gonna hear sirens all the time. Yeah, awesome place. Come visit. What else did he said? They were talking about one thing that I said that was really bothering me. They talking about the refugees that came because they didn't have food, and then he showed images of Syrian refugees that came because there is a huge war in Syria. So I did not appreciate the fact that they were taking images to try to make us feel something, but at the same time those are not the correct images. This is not the story of those people. So I felt a little bit hurt and lied to when I saw those pictures, and I recognized that picture. So I was just like, hold on, what are you trying to do? Like, if your cost is super important, you don't need to make, like, you don't need to take some other, like, I really hope someone who edited it just made a mistake. Because if it's not, if someone thought and said, I'm gonna use those refugees, I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna take pictures of children and stuff, I would just, like, I would be so angry if that was intentional. Like, I really hope it's not. The documentary was, again, like I said, trying to make you guys feel scared, which is a good thing. We should be scared. This is a major problem. But at the same time, this documentary did not spoke about a lot of other things that are honestly pretty good. Like, they were saying that when you lift the ground up, the dust come to the atmosphere and stuff. But did you know, I already talked about it, I don't know why I'm obsessed with Chad, like the country in Africa. I don't know why. But Chad has a desert in the country, a huge desert. It used to be a sea. People can walk there and, you know, search in the sand to see bones of fishes and stuff like this. When there are wind, the dust and everything is lifted up from the ground, and then it's just like sometimes it's moving to the sea, to the place, and then next to Chad, I mean, not next to Chad, but there is the continent of America. And around those places, there are you know, hurricanes and stuff. But when the sand is coming with the dust, it making holes in the wind. I'm not explaining it properly. However, it is making the hurricanes, the tufan, a little less extremist. So there are also benefits for those things. So you cannot just, like, look at things and say everything is wrong, because it's not. Like, things are not that black and white. And when they said you don't have, like, we have to do something, however, like, they try to show a picture like everyone going to die very soon. However, like, it can be the case if we will not try to see how we can save ourselves, and if we're not see how we can learn from our mistakes and to, you know, be better. This is something, and learn how to survive, by the way. Again, I'm taking Israel because I live here. Our sources of water are always being stolen because we live next to countries who do not want us to survive. So we don't have a lot of, you know, useful water. what we are doing is we have a sea next to us, so we learn how to change the water from the sea to a drinkable water. This is something when Modi ji came to Israel, this was something we showed him, and after that he was talking about it, because this, like, we try to see how we can survive in an environment that is trying to kill us, which is not only like the people but also the land. If you just sit and say, okay, I live in the desert, why things are not growing, like nothing will happen. The second you try to see how you can fix things, see how you can help the land. I mean, there's so much like agriculture here in Israel, and I cannot wait for you guys to study and come and communicate and cooperate with us, and we can all create so much amazing things together, and we can help future generations actually live. Like we can create and make sure that the future generations will be a thing, will survive. And I hope we can all try to take learn from Save the Soil. By the way, their channel, I love not only the fact that they have like important channel with a lot of articles and stuff, I love the fact that they have a lot of translations, so I can finally see the website in my native language, because I hate reading in English. So I love the fact that this is so approachable, and I really want everyone to be able to go there, but at the same time, think for yourself. Save the Soil is a very important organization. At the same time, you need to everything they're saying, yes, they did their own research and stuff, but at the same time, you need to do your own research. You need to go and look at the ground, and you need to go and learn how to create your own food and what you can eat that will be good for you, and how you yourself can make minimum damage to this world. Because if the point is to sit and wait for the governments to do something, nothing gonna happen. I'm just gonna say it openly. If the whole point of saving the soil is to like make an impact on governments, it's not gonna happen. This is why they're trying to reach people, the civilians, and this is the only way I believe that things can actually evolve. So yeah, that was me blabbing about the documentary I just saw. And thank you so much for sitting and watching this. And I know I missed out on so much, so many things that I was either stopping in the video, in the documentary, and was talking about or something. I just like decided to blab, say whatever I want, because it is important to me. I believe their cost is super important. Feel free if you have anything you want me to talk about, or if you thought I was not talking correctly about something, write in the comments. Listen, I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% right on everything. However, I live in a land that like we had to make sure the land is healthy enough for us to survive in, because we cannot rely on our neighbors. So this is something super important. Oh, one last thing, like I said, in the Judaism culture, we have 7 years where I work in the land, 1 year, the year of the Shemitah. I made a video about it, by the way, if you want to see. The year of the Shemitah, no one touches the land. Everything belongs to everyone. You cannot work the land, you cannot, just like you live the land alone. You can take whatever things the land is providing, like if there is a lemon tree or something, you can take it, like take the lemons, but at the same time you cannot do anything with it. Like you just like you leave it alone, and that is it. Which is super important. Like I said, we let the earth breathe, and make like understand what is happening to the land, and then see how we can help ourselves and the land together. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. I'm sorry, I'm super tired. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.